Hi class, I wanted to give you some video feedback from your last submission of your sites. I don't usually do that. You've had your peers who have looked at your current updates, and you had some pretty lengthy feedback earlier, but I think it will really help you just for little things that I might find. I do think if you go back and listen to your peers' feedback, you'll probably get some really good gems in that. So I really encourage you to do that. So I'm just going to go through quickly. This is nice and clean. The stacking here, John, is nice. I kind of liked your previous homepage, I think, but this is all right. I have the option to play that. It sounds good. Does this take us from your site? Okay, so you want to disable that until you actually do that, or until you submit it. Okay. All right. I'm gonna deal with that white line there. So let's see, actual size. Should go to your contact page. Okay, so that you want to hook up there. Okay. Thinking these aren't yours. So anything that isn't yours, if that's the case, then we want to omit those. Okay. Even if they're placeholders right now, that's something we can't really have. Okay. So that you'll need to be mindful of. Okay. Making sure all of these are going to yours. Okay. And again, I think we can bring this up just a little bit. Okay, disable this until you have some post. All right. All right, you've got a good foundation. You just want to continue to upload, and I think primarily you want to just focus on your music and upload your songs and some related blog posts if you intend to do that. But also double check and I know you've submitted these, but look at, again, the mobile sites, everybody. Really important. Okay, I think I would bring this up just a little if you have to reduce it. Okay, I would left align. Takes me back. Okay, and this is all laid out good. Okay, a little spacing there, and you can go back and work on that. Make sure you have some padding. It will really help. For things like this, you can also use a mock-up. Okay, that's something that at this stage, once you have picked out some of the works that you're interested in, consider putting them in a designed mock-up. It could be a mobile phone mock-up, a desktop, all sorts of things that you could do. Okay. All right. Very clear. And of course you have your mobile. Looked at that. So when we come to this site, I think the image is still being broken out. Probably needs to come up a little. Maybe this can not quite be where it is. Bring this down a little bit. Reduce the depth on this. and bring that up just a little. Very close. And this is a nice shot too. That could be your opening shot. In fact, here, just another consideration. Just about right. I think this could come up here, and we can bring that up a little bit. Just having one sentence in a paragraph isn't, it's a little choppy, so we could bring that up here, even if the concept breaks up. Okay. All right. All right, very clear. This doesn't have to be in bold, I think, because it's really clear, but it's all right. This could be in bold. I prefer not to have things that are underlined because it looks like it may be a link. Okay, so overall, really clear. I think we just need this. I'm not sure I would have the Instagram like this, but you do have it second, so you kind of have to, if that's how you want to do it. Okay. All right. All right, so you just want to keep an eye on your mobile, making sure that that continues to work with everything that you update. Here, everybody be careful the way your graphics interact with faces, okay? We don't want them overlapping. We don't want them, you know, it depends on how we're set here, but it could become a problem depending on how someone has their viewing set. So just be mindful of that. Otherwise, it's very clear, great background image, and strong, clear graphic. Little bit of padding here needed, and these need to be created as a shape in Illustrator. Looks to me like they could possibly be, and maybe it came with your template. I've seen it in a template, but it looks like it could be two rectangles joined. Needs to be a single shape in Illustrator so that it will resize. Just need a little bit of space here, I think. This works. I would bring this down to align with this. I know it's aligning up here. You may need to do a little something. Maybe you make this slightly larger, I don't know, to make it align with that. Though it does align here. Something to keep thinking about. Okay. Nice clean shots. Well, this one isn't as clear, so you would be it would be good to put some sort of thumbnail image here that is clearer. Okay. All right. Okay, nice and simple. I want to just make sure you'll probably add more samples as you go, right? Okay. All right, Zach. Let's see. Those are clear. Hard to read here, remember? A little tight here. You might want to bring that up just a little, reduce it just a little, which may affect the others. But it's your site. Okay. So yeah, some of those things still exist. This overlapping this text, still kind of ghosting. All right. Okay. All right. You want to align that. Okay. And this is a one page. All right. And I know you'll continue to look at your mobile pages as well. Okay. Working well. Okay, good job. Okay. Easy to read. Clear. Okay. Try left aligning these. These can be centered, the headings, but try left aligning your text here. Okay. Consider if you want your phone number here or if you want them to contact you and then you give them their phone number. So far it's looking good. Okay. So left align this. If you have an image of you smiling, that would be awesome. Makes people happy when they see someone smiling. This one's a good picture. It's not that, but just keep it in mind. Some people are hesitant to smile, especially younger people, but it's perfectly okay, and I recommend it. It doesn't mean you won't be taken seriously. What they'll be looking at is your work, and then they will take you seriously if you are serious about your work. All right. Okay, good job. Very clear. Okay. Let's update this. This background isn't quite working. You might want a simpler background for your videos and bring them down just a little so they're not interfering with your navigation. Make sure that your images are in here, okay? Otherwise, we need to disable a page if that's the case, if they're not yours. Okay. This is perfectly fine for now. Next year, you'll soon want to replace this with Graduate, right? Nice image, nice layout. Okay. All right. Good job. A little grainy on this image. Make sure that you have some social media that is going to an Instagram especially. All right? Okay, good job. Okay, I'll come back to that one. Okay, Jade. I agree with some of the things that were mentioned. I think maybe Emily was the one who responded to yours. Where these descenders land matter in your overall shape. You're looking at everything as working together. These are a little bit light. This is a little long, so yes, I would swap this over here and add your icons, social icons here, thinking about the style, probably in black or white. Nice images. I don't know, check and see if that needs an apostrophe. this, if this is something that relates, let's see, if this is a studio, fine. If not, we need to take that out. Okay, so this, of course, needs to be worked on. This image is not really high res enough for this location. It's too large for where we are. And I think we've looked through these. Okay, so there's just some things that need to be completed for sure, especially when we're talking about the writing. I would take out most of these pages because it doesn't look like they're going to be completed anytime soon, if not for the class. So I would just have an about page and maybe something that says yoga classes, and that would be it. I would probably not put services there. I would disable this page. You know, I understand you've kind of got your layout what you want, but it's a little ambitious for the moment. So keep those, but disable them, and then you'll be able to actually produce this sooner, launch it sooner. And if this is not real, then definitely disable all of these things. Okay. Okay. All right. Keep working. Okay. Clean, easy to read. Find out what is most important to you. If filmmaking is more important, then put that before blog. Close this space, and let's have a little bit of space between these so that you can definitely either have a grid so that you have borders around these space, and even consider a little more space so that you can add some context to what this is and what your role was in these. Okay, they could be reduced much smaller. Okay, much smaller. This is not helping, so go ahead and disable your blog. There's really not a post here that I can tell. Okay, all right, so this is your first. Hard to read. We have to do a lot of scrolling to get through this, so I would make this half this size, maybe less. Okay, I don't mind what you're writing, I just want it to lay out. Okay. All the stuff you did. You want to tell us exactly what you did in this production, okay? That would be the professional thing to do. Okay. So we just want to be consistent with your size of fonts and things like that. I feel like this is a different font than you had in your blog. I think it's more like this. Okay. All right. Let's take your phone number off so people are not contacting you. All right. Make sure this goes to your examples and keep them with your brand. Your images, start to curate your photos and films. Somehow find a way to make your brand consistent and your social media. All right. Good job. Okay. I really like this site. I like everything about it. I like its mission. I do wish this wasn't right over this beautiful baby eye. That would make it over here. I know this lays out well. That's just the only thing that is distracting to me. It's such a beautiful picture. I kind of want these to be a little out of the way, but you know. All right. I loved all the images. They're really high quality. The lighting is good. The focus is good. The interaction of your subjects is good. It would be great if everyone had the same quality of work, and so that's something that everyone can strive for. And so you've set a good example for everyone. You've got your packages and they're clear. I would rather these two not be cropped the way they are. I think the whole maternity scene would be better. These are all great. Another thumbnail section for this. Maybe you ran out of time on such things. Okay, great shot. We have a different font here. I'd left a line. Okay. If this is a studio, phone number is fine. Otherwise, I would just have your email. And now I'm trying to get back to where we were. So that's the thing. Your navigation for that. We have prices here and prices here, so I think we want to be careful with that. Okay, so just a little organizing, right? And the logos look slightly different here. I do like this. You might practice putting that here. All right. So a little bit of the navigation is to be looked at. All right. Just some consistencies, but the work is great and the meaning is great. The purpose is great. Mark, you've done a good job too. The way you've laid things out, you have nice grids going on. The color is good. The logo is good. So I really, not a lot that you need to update here. You're going to be able to curate it as you go. I feel very confident about that. You've divided it into very logical, easy to understand. Some people, it's very hard if they have multiple skills. They don't know how to organize it in a way that they can put it on one website. But you have done that, and it's very clear. Okay. Okay. All right. So we've talked about this before. You can go left to line if you find that works for you. All right. Good job. I'm just going to keep working. All right. This needs to be a little clearer, so it needs to be created in Illustrator so that this is really sharp when we go in like that. I almost just like this without this. Yeah, this needs to be cleaner. I would check and see, go to fontjoy.com and see what kind of fonts look great together. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, so you also had peer feedback, so you want to double check all that. I know you had some rave reviews, and any of the details as far as updating, you want to take those into consideration. All right, good work. All right. clean. I think you did reduce this a little bit. You could probably reduce it a little bit more. You have this line here and here, but not here. Something to think about. Okay, nice image, just the right amount. Okay, make sure that these are in a grid that have the same amount of space around them, all right? That's really important. Make sure you're using the same font and the same size and the same colors. Okay, make sure your brand is consistent throughout. I think I would disable this. It's not worthy yet of a whole page. Okay. I'm not sure this is necessary. That might be in your front page or your about, but I think we can get straight into your images, okay, straight into your videos. You can have this here and then your videos. This has moved where you had portfolio a little higher. If you notice, those are the kind of things you want to make consistent. Image needs to be a little sharper, a little highlight in the eyes if that's what you're going to use. Okay. You could just simplify this page, do the same thing you've done here, put contact there, put this in here, and bring that up. You don't need this image, all right? Okay, that's just what I feel. Okay, good work. I think you had some pretty strong reviews on this. Okay. Okay, Joseph, this is much cleaner, really. It's looking much better as far as the layout. I wouldn't put this shape here. It's really close, and I think you could just explain when you get there to the portfolio. I wouldn't put that there at all in this case. And you could then break it down to production and narrative. And these, if you're able to take those off, I think, you know, something smaller in this font if you like, or a lighter version of that if they have that up here would be good. Then you don't need the outline, just a little space, and put it there. I think you could try this with a different font and maybe it would work. Maybe all caps, not so bold, not outlined, right here. That might work better. Okay, much better. That's working for you. Okay. I'm just not a fan of this particular shape. Okay, let's take these rounded edges off and make them straight. Just make them straight edge, okay? And take one line out of here and give yourself a space with two paragraphs. It'll bring it up a little bit. Okay, I'll try that. This period needs to come right here. Well, you've got it in the middle of all of them. All right, if that's the style. Okay, it's looking very nice. Okay, and so you're just going to be uploading and creating work in a grid and keeping in mind your color schemes. All right, good job. All right. This is, it's your style. It's an interesting kind of thing. I do like that you don't have your tagline and your name and logo, all of this, over a video that is competing. This really allows for this space to be here. This isn't a lot of action, it's very slow. The contrast is good, so that all works well. Okay. Okay. That clears. Okay. In the same place. Yeah. It's usually about simplifying, aligning, editing, taking things out that really aren't moving your content forward, that isn't putting you in the best light. We take that out. We only put our best work in. So this is working out for you. Nice work. All right. Kind of the same things, a little hard to read some of the font. I would edit this down to the same size as this image. I would push this image into a higher contrast. Okay, I would try and pull out some, this is kind of blown out here, the white spots. I would try and pull some of that back in. So I would reduce some of this, right? Take at least 3, 4, 5, 6 lines out. So this comes to here and this comes to there. All right, let's see. The outline text doesn't really work, okay? The black on red is hard to read. So these are just things that you'll want to think about as far as design of your product. Okay, we have another font here. I want to bring that up just a little and take the address off, okay, and the phone number. Just have your email, and you can provide a number as needed. Another color here, so we just want to simplify this. If this is your logo, you don't need to duplicate that text style, that font, okay? This will stand out more if your the other font that you are using is a sans serif, for example, a simpler font. Okay, then that will work well with that. Okay. Otherwise, that's hard to read. Otherwise, it's a great concept here, and it's, I think just simplifying this text to a sans serif, you're going to be surprised how clean it suddenly becomes. All right, good job.